Okay. Our event. Good evening. Hello, my name is Olympia Della Flora, and I am the proud superintendent of Maple Heights City Schools. I would like to welcome everyone tonight to our State of the City as well as the State of the Schools address that both myself and Mayor Blackwell will be presenting tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and get started if that's okay with everyone. So I am starting my second year in Maple Heights. So I am very acclimated now to Maple Heights. I love this community. Obviously, I love the students. There is a uniqueness about Maple Heights. Sometimes I have problems putting words to it, but having worked in several different school districts, our kids are very special. And I say that in a way, you'll have kids that say good morning to you. You have kids that will say thank you, you're welcome, yes sir, yes ma'am. And again, working in several different districts and seeing that in students, I really respect that, and I feel very blessed to be in this community as the superintendent. We currently have just over about 3,000 students. As we just started school in August, and a lot of times at the beginning of the year, we have a lot of students that are either moving out or they're moving in. So right now we're almost at a net, I believe. I don't know, John, you can check me or not. But we've had several students that have moved out of our school district, but we also have students that have moved in. So we're right around 3,000 students right now. We also have a transiency mobility rate of 15.1%. So, if you take that out of the 3,000, we do have lots of students that move in and out during the school year. So how is that a challenge for us as a school district? Sometimes when it would be like just if somebody new came to live in your home. It would change the dynamics. And so you have to get people reacclimated. So we're really strong and focused on creating strong cultures and climates in our school buildings so that as those new students come in, they can get acclimated quickly into Maple Heights. I just would like to take a moment to recognize our Board of Education members, our elected officials who help us run the day-to-day. So several of them are here. So thank you very much for your support. Also, I like to talk about our mission. I'm the superintendent, that's what I'm supposed to do. But our mission in Maple Heights City Schools is educating our students through expectations of excellence to prepare them for a lifetime of success. That is a loaded mission statement. And just to break it down, we believe our students can do great work, and we're going to push them to get there. And I can tell you, we have a range of students, just like the world, just like Maple Heights has a range of residents. And so our goal is to make sure that we're meeting the needs of all of those students, no matter where they are. And we understand that school is really a training ground for real life. And sometimes that is a good thing, and sometimes it can be a challenge. I also just want to take a moment. My central office team is here in the audience, so those are the people that work behind the scenes, but I thought it would be important to actually put our principals up tonight. They are all here except for one who has fallen ill, but we have Miss Dawn Bedstetter. She's the principal at Lincoln Elementary that services our pre-K to 1 to first grade students. Miss Regina Bryant, she's a new principal coming over from the high school at JFK Elementary, and that services second and third grade students. We have Mr. Christopher Sutton, who has spent some time here at the middle school. He's now the principal at Obama, and that has fourth and fifth grade students. Miss Vicki Pruitt-Sorrell, she's here at the middle school principal. We have Dr. Zelina Pams. She's the principal at our ECAC program, so we have an alternative high school program for students who maybe need a smaller setting, or for some of our students who actually have jobs in the afternoon or in the morning, they're able to attend our ECAC program, and then we also have another new principal, Dr. Adonis Bolden, who is the principal at Maple Heights High School. So they're out there in the audience, and I just thought it was important for the community to see these faces, especially since we have some new people on our team. All right, also wanted to say we have a new treasurer in the school district. Her name is Connie Baldwin, and Connie is over there in the crowd too. Welcome, Connie, to your first State of the Schools. I think this is an important slide to share with the community because it talks about how we are funded as a school district. And right now you see we are receiving 57% of our funding from the state for our operating, and then our local taxes there are about 30%. So each school district has a different chart. So I think it's important for our community to understand how our schools are funded. We receive several federal, state grants that help us with the work that we have to do. And some of those things we can use for academics. Some of those grants we use for enrichment, so we can take our kids to field trips, or we bring different programs into the schools. Okay, this is what is in the news right now for all of our public school districts. We are all rated on an Ohio School Report Card. Has everyone, let me see a show of hands. Does everybody know what the Ohio School Report Card is? Okay, if you don't, I'm going to break it down to layman's terms. Every school district in the state of Ohio receives a report card every year. And we usually receive the report card the following year. So the report card you're looking at is based on what we did last year between 2024 and 2025. So there's 5 stars that you can get. 3 stars means that you're meeting the expectation. So we received 3 stars for our 2024-2025 school year, which is great. Yes, give us a clap. And then we are also rated in 6 areas. So in achievement, in progress, gap closing, graduation, early literacy, and college career workforce and military readiness. So every school receives stars in each one of these areas. Then we receive an overall rating, which is the top star that you see. And this is really how Ohio ranks schools. And again, the highest that you can get is a 5, a 3 is meeting expectation. So I'm just gonna break this down just a little bit further. That's one of our students, Marvion at the high school. And I do wanna point out all of the pictures that you see in our presentation today, those were taken by our middle school students. So we have engaged, and I have to give a shout out to Gia McCants, who's our communications coordinator. She has been working with our middle school students, and they have been, we got them the camera equipment, and they have been taking these pictures that you will see tonight. They also, if you received our district calendar in the mail, all of those pictures were also taken by our Milkovich Middle School students. So graduation is one that we are extremely proud of. We received 4 stars in graduation, and we are predicted to get 5 next year because, yes, we are working our way. So our graduation stars are usually like 2 years. They're 2 years behind because when they rate us, we get who graduates in 4 years, but then we have some kids who maybe they don't graduate in 4 years. It takes them another year. They might graduate in the summer or might take them another year. So it really is a 2-year, a little bit 2-year lag. So we're doing well in graduation. We gave out this year $1.9 million in scholarships. Well, we didn't give them out, but our students received $1.9 million in scholarships. So that is a very good thing that we want to celebrate. We had 31 of our seniors graduated with an honors diploma. And then also we had 27 of our seniors that are going into the military. And then I did announce there that we had every student graduated in 2025. That was a senior at Maple Heights High School. So with that being said, what happens after graduation? Now the state also tracks what happens after you graduate, because what the state found out was lots of schools were graduating kids, but they weren't doing anything after they left. So we now actually have to track students after they graduate, and we have to see where they're at. They might say when they're with us, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the military, but then they don't actually take the steps to go to the military. So we're now also held responsible for what happens after they leave us. So in our area for college, career, workforce, military readiness, we receive 4 stars. And then I also put up, we support our students with college, career curriculum, but we are part of a Heights consortium. So we partner with Shaker Heights. We partner with, now I'm losing my mind, Cleveland Heights and Warrensville Heights. So the 4 of us get together and we each have different programs. So here in Maple, and any of the students at any of those schools can attend any of the programs. They have to apply. Once they're accepted, we actually all split transportation costs to make sure the kids get across. Here in Maple, we have an auto tech program. We have criminal justice, construction trades, we have a cosmetology department, marketing, media arts, and we also have a teaching professions. So we're helping people go into teaching. So those are the programs that we offer here in Maple Heights, if you did not know that. For progress is actually how students grow based on past performance. So they're looking to see, did you grow 1 year? Did you grow 2 years? Or did you grow less than a year? So they're really comparing like where kids start and where they end. It's not necessarily if you're actually on grade level, because that's achievement. Achievement is like your raw score. Do you get an 80%, 95%, 100%? But progress actually measures kids from where they are. So what we find is we have some students, a majority of our students, which you'll see with our early literacy scores, they come in not where they're supposed to be. So some kids come in, they might be 1 year behind where they're supposed to be, right? Or we might have some come in, they might be 2 years behind where they're supposed to be. So progress actually measures where a kid starts and where they end of how much we're actually growing kids. Next, we have achievement, gap closing, and early literacy. These are other areas that we get a ranking in. We have received 2 stars in achievement. That again is the cut score that you get across with everyone in the state of Ohio. And gap closing is, if you have different groups of students. So they break students down by race, break students down by students with disabilities, and they want to make sure that we're growing all kids and not just certain groups of kids. And then for early literacy, this is one that we are having a little bit of a struggle in. We only have 1 star in that. That actually ranks us on our students in grades K to 3. So we have adopted a new reading curriculum that started last year. We are implementing some new interventions this year to focus on those students. But again, we have a lot of gaps to fill when it comes to early literacy. It makes a difference when you are in early childhood programs. It makes a difference when you are reading to your children, when they are even babies, 2 years old, 3 years old. Believe it or not, we have some students that come to us in kindergarten that have never been to school before. So we have to acclimate as far as like behavior. What do you do in a school? How do you engage with, other kids? How do you engage with adults? So we have a range of students, and we know that this is an area that we need to continue to work on and to improve. Our school attendance, I thought this was an important thing to share with the community. You can see this is what we call a chronic absenteeism rate. This is basically kids who miss 10 days or more of school each year. We have a lot. We had this first bar that you see at 52.3% is in 21-22, right after the pandemic, and it's still kind of in the pandemic, but a little bit out of it. So that means we had 52.3% of our 3,000 students that missed 10 days or more of school. That's a lot of school. And if the kids miss 10 days consecutive, then it's even harder to pull them back. So it'd be kind of like you getting out of your routine. We're going to work, and let's just say you had to miss 10 days or 20 days in a row. It would be hard for you to catch back up or get back into the swing of things. So the good news is that we are decreasing the chronic absenteeism rate, but it is a constant struggle that we have. Our student radius for them to walk to school right now is 2 miles. So our kids walk 2 miles. If you live more than 2 miles away from your school, then we provide a bus to you. But there are a number of other challenges that get in the way of students coming to school. So as a team, we are constantly looking for ways to incentivize both parents and students to come to school. And we have a partnership with the Cleveland Browns. They have a program called Stay in the Game that we are a part of their network. So they give us incentivized trinkets and things that we can give away to students. They host events. They bring chomps to the school. So we're trying to continue to improve this number because we know that if students are not in school, then there's no way that they can learn. We put a few highlights up here just to share with the community. We actually offer algebra, which is a high school course that students get credit for. We offered it here at the middle school last year, and 100% of our students passed the 8th grade algebra test. I have some other things up there. We outperformed our Ohio State test scores in biology, so the state gives you a prediction of how well you're going to do on the test. So we actually did better than expected. Our Milkovich Middle School girls softball team, they won the first ever LEL championship. So we have a league title now that we received this year. We also had, what was the other thing I wanted to share? I wasn't going to read everything off of here. Oh, at the last one, Maple Heights baseball makes history with the first LEL title since 1994. So our baseball and softball teams, they are doing quite well. Also want to talk a little bit about PBIS, and all of the educators in the room, they know what that means. It's positive behavior interventions and supports. So along with academics comes behavior, and because we're in the school system, we get to teach kids all of those things. We have to teach them. No longer are the days where everybody comes to school with the same expectations, same behavioral expectations, same home values. So we create these cultures within our schools, and we set expectations, and then we actually have to teach students, not just academics, but we also have to teach them how to engage, how to behave, how to interact with each other, basic manners sometimes, just how do we live together, how do we work together in peace and harmony. And we also have a focus on student wellness. We received the What Works in Schools grant, and that helps us around wellness initiatives, physical health, those types of things. So we are a recipient of that grant. We also received the Fresh Fruits and Vegetables grant through the state. That allows us to provide fresh fruits and vegetables to our elementary students in addition to what they're receiving for lunch. The good thing about this program is it's also educational. Like, we can get unique kinds of fruits and vegetables that maybe kids aren't normally getting at home. So there is a teaching aspect around it. But the money that is provided to us through this grant allows us to not only provide an extra snack for our students while they're at school, but it's a healthy snack. And we also can use it as an educational tool to help our students learn and understand more about healthy eating. We also now have a student wellness center and a student homework center at the high school campus. So at the Student Wellness Center, there is workout equipment, there's ellipticals, there's a yoga room. So students are able to go over there after school and exercise and participate in physical health activities. On the other side of that, there is a homework center, which we staff with teachers who can provide tutoring for our students. So again, they have a safe place to go after school where they can either exercise or get help with their homework. And we also have a new esports lounge So we have fully equipped with computers and all of the equipment for gaming, which is very popular now. Several of the schools surrounding here now have what they call esports teams where they actually compete. So it is our goal to have an esports team, but we do have an esports lab over there at the high school. And of course, we offer a range of athletics activities as well as extracurricular activities for our students to participate in. What are we focusing on for this school year? We want to continue implementation. As I stated earlier, we've adopted a new reading program last year. This year we're adopting new math. It was just time for a refresh, and if you know anything about education, you always have to try to stay ahead of the game. Sometimes you get to stay there and sometimes you fall behind, but that really is a main focus of ours. We want to improve our Tier 1 instruction. For all the people who aren't educators out there, Tier 1 is just like everybody. It's not the small groups that you're pulling for intervention. It's not your gifted students who are, getting accelerated work. The Tier 1 is basically the core strength of like, how are we teaching every single student the knowledge that they need. Now we're still doing those extra things for the kids who need extra or the kids who are high. We're trying to continue to challenge them, but we understand that if we don't have a strong Tier 1 instruction, then we're not really going to meet the majority of our students. We talked about the positive behavior and intervention supports. We continue that, just incentivizing students, continuing to try to help model for them appropriate ways to engage with others, because we know that they're not going to be within our school walls for their entire life, and we want to make sure that we are preparing them for life, and school is really the place for us to do that, even though sometimes we have a lot of challenges with things such as social media and things that are happening in the community that our students are bringing into the schools. But we do deal with them as much as we can and try to help students with problem solving, and basically we're going to teach them resilience. And when I have an opportunity to talk to kids, I say, listen, when you become an adult, this stuff is not going to go away. You're still going to have problems, you're still going to have challenges, and you can't fight your way out of them. You can't disrespect other people. You have to find a way to work in harmony. So those are kind of the things that we try, that's the goal of us doing the positive behavior intervention and supports, because we know as adults that we have to find acceptable ways to deal with conflict. And that's a hard topic for a lot of our young people, because they're not seeing that. They're not seeing positive ways of dealing with conflict and how we work along together. So that is our goal, because again, we know there are students now, but they're the citizens of Maple Heights tomorrow. We want to continue to improve attendance. We also are working this year on improving our family and community engagement. We actually added to staff 3 family engagement liaisons, are what they're called, and their main role is to really engage families, or let's just say a parent comes in and they need something. They don't really can't talk to a teacher because they're in the classroom, and maybe you don't want to talk to the principal, but you could talk to someone who is an advocate and who is trained in family engagement and resources. So we do have one at the elementary campus, one at the middle school, and one at the high school. So we're kind of just testing out that idea this year with the hopes of increasing our engagement with our families and community. And then obviously we want to close access gaps and achievement gaps for our students. We have a specific focus on our students with special needs. So we have about 21% of our student population receive special education services or need some additional support that requires them to have an individualized education plan. So we just want to make sure that we're not forgetting those students and making sure we do, again, I'll say this again, we have a wide, very wide range of students. We have gifted students who are off the charts in their scores and test scores, and we also have students that need a lot of support, sometimes just to get through half of the day. So we are constantly trying to find ways that we are meeting the needs of the students, because ultimately, our goal is not just education, but we want to develop successful citizens that are able to deal with life. And that includes resiliency and learning from mistakes, because we even make mistakes as adults, and then saying, what are you going to do moving forward? So that's a lot of what we're doing in the school district. And I think that's all I have for you. So thank you for listening.
Good evening. What an awesome job, Superintendent. Can I have you come back up just for 1 second as we talked about Kindland? I would like you to share with the audience your relationship with Kindland. I do know Kindland is here.
I think I had a slide up. I had a picture up there. I just forgot to talk about it. So I don't know if you have heard about the Kindland Village and our initiative that we're doing, but as I talked about those positive behavior intervention supports, we are really trying to shift the focus from the negative of what's happening and really focus on all of the positive that's happening. I touched upon it when I first said a lot of our kids are so polite, so respectful. Yes, ma'am, can I help you? Hold the door, all of those things. So we really want to just highlight all of the kindness that's happening in the community, but we also want to add to the kindness. So you're going to see and hear a lot about the kindness theme as we have partnered with the city, and we are coming with a united front of being a Kindland village. And we know the schools and the city go hand in hand. So for all the people that are here from Kindland, we appreciate that you have selected Maple Heights, and we just look forward because we've already started to see the transition when we start to focus on kindness. And our theme in Maple Heights this year is, be kind, and a lot of our messages that you're going to see are going to be centered around that theme. So thank you to those of you in the audience from Kindland Village. You want to get...
This is her second State of the City address. She's done a full year. Can we give Superintendent Delafleur another round of applause for a fantastic presentation? My name is Marinette Blackwell. I'm the mayor of Maple Heights. I also do want to give recognition to these beautiful flowers. These are donated every year by a local florist, and that's Novak Flowers. So to Mr. Novak, who is on Dunham Road, thank you for these beautiful flowers. We appreciate that. So I have a pretty lengthy presentation, but I'm going to break it down in small bites, talking about an entire city and several departments. But in this presentation, before we flip to the next slide, I'm going to talk about building and housing. And in that section on building housing, I'm going to present information regarding transactions totaling approximately $700,000 and the increase in the average home sale price, which is now $140,000. When I get to the engineering section of our slides, I'm going to specifically be talking about, and this is engineering, their infrastructure improvements and repairs. I'm going to point out $6 million in outside funding secured for sewer repairs, water main replacements, asphalt pavement repairs, and roads reconstruction. A $2.35 million county route, and that's Rockside, County Route 53, Rockside Road construction. A lot of people believe that is the city. That is not a city-funded project. That is a county road, and that is their reconstruction. $825,000 in Southgate Park Boulevard reconstruction, $3.95 million in the Nowaka Citywide Signal Replacement Project. I'm going to talk about our fire department's programs, training, and statistics. Human services, which includes our senior center. I'm going to talk specifically about seniors, family, and youth engagement. Community development, I'm so proud. We really have beefed this particular department up. I'm going to introduce and talk about a little bit of the NOPAC electric lawnmower raffle, where we gave lawnmowers out that were valued at over $500. Some programs that I will highlight will be Restaurant Week, our Music in the Park concert series, specifically our special Welcome Home concert for our own Carlos Jones that was held on September 2nd. Carlos Jones, which is a famed reggae artist, lived in Maple Heights and President's Row, and we have a recipient of the Citizen of the Year award that is from President's Row. He graduated from Maple Heights City Schools in 1976 and was a Pathfinder in 2003. When we get to our planning and development portion of this presentation, I'm going to talk about several new business grant openings. Our police department, talk about the various grants, their program, and their statistics. The Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas Juvenile Diversion Program, and Kylan Village, which they have adopted as a part of their community policing. Public Works of the Service Department, you mostly known as. Again, we'll talk about their infrastructure maintenance, their building maintenance, their parks and roads. And then we will end this evening of this part of the presentation with the award presentation for the 2025 Business of the Year and Citizen of the Year. Thank you. I do want to recognize several of our guests who have joined us here tonight. This is a regent. We do this with the schools specifically. It's very hard to achieve the success we've had in the city without the partnership of the schools, our students who are respectful and kind and understand how to behave and contribute to our city, who are talented and well-trained. I will take this point of privilege. My grandson was a part of this program, and at 20 years old, he is a firefighter paramedic going through this program. So thank you so much. It's important that I partner, and we talk quite a bit, and you've been a fantastic partner. I'm so glad you're here, and I enjoy every moment of working with you. But I do have here, and I call your name, if you would just stand, Danielle Henderson, who's a Bedford Heights council person. Thank you for being here. There's a new mayor in town. Her name is Mayor Erica Nikolic. She is the new mayor of Oakwood Village. I have a minister here, Dr. Blanton Harper of New Cornerstone Missionary Baptist Church. Thank you. Dr. Terry Webb, who had been our Citizen of the Year. He is the pastor of Christian Unity Baptist Church and a Maple Heights resident. My state rep is here, State Rep Darnell Brewer. Thank you for being here. My superintendent did acknowledge Connie Ballman, the new Maple Heights City School District Treasurer. I have Mayor Mike Nellis, City of Bedford. He's City Manager, City of Bedford. One of the only city left in Cuyahoga County that has a city manager form of government. You saw Mr. Stuart Mazensky, CEO of Kylan Village. Thank you for being here. I have a representative from Representative Chantel Brown's office, Mr. Jared Sherman. Thank you for being here. I have a very special person here, Claudia Owens. I have been a member of the Cleveland Leadership Series, several of the Cleveland Leadership Series. Now I am a Cleveland champion, mentoring young and upcoming professionals, Dr. Claudia Owens. I have the president of the Black Women Political Action Committee, Elaine Goldstein, who has been a champion and just a great friend to me, and I'm so glad that you're here. Have named Ruby Freeman. Ruby Freeman signed this sheet. Ruby, you don't have to be a star to be in this show, but Ruby Freeman, where are you? Hi, Ruby. Thank you so much. Okay. Olympia, this way? Okay. I always mess up with this. I'm going to start the presentation. So, who I have with me tonight is our Maple Heights City Council. This is our elected officials, the legislative branch of the City of Maple Heights elected officials. We have 7 districts and our city council person. These are our 7 council persons. As I went over what I would discuss today, these are the departments that will be featured in my presentation. Engineering, finance, fire, human resources, human services, our law department, planning and development. Under planning and development is our building and housing, our police, public works, and or our service department. Building and housing. I can't see this, so I'm gonna have to go this way. I'm gonna have to take this off. Okay. We've had an exciting time in our building department. I'm extremely proud. Our building department has processed almost over 8,000 transactions totaling over $600,000 last year, resulting in almost over 5,000 total permits. And these transactions include building permits for concrete, asphalt paving, electrical fencing, and of various things. These are the improvements that are happening in our city by our homeowners and property owners. This was an extremely popular program. It's the third year that we've offered it. It's our exterior home repair grant. We take $50,000 of the Cuyahoga Development Supplemental Grant dollars. Then we take $50,000 of the city's money, and we put together a $100,000 grant program. And so we give grants in the amount of $2,500. 44 people qualified this year. Someone's in this audience got it, and I saw some new steps being put in. And so what we found is that the one thing that we don't want to do is cite our residents to the point that they're in mayor's court and we're just exacerbating their financial challenge to maintain their property. So what we want to do is to give back. I don't want to just have a code enforcement come out and say you need to fix your driveway, you need to fix your roof, which is a totally different amount. We want to give you some portion of the money back from our city, from the grant dollars we're able to get from the county to help you improve your property. And then we're able to achieve that kind of success in our building department as you're pulling permits to get that work done. So this is a couple before and after. The driveway was pretty torn up. That's the after. Look at this before of this house. That $2,500 was some seed money for them to do a complete siding improvement. Code enforcement, these are the gentlemen that ride around in 2 cars. You hate to see them coming. If your grass is high, you're gonna get a little ticket on your door. If your neighbor calls, because we're not looking for all of the infractions, your neighbor calls and says, this house needs to be repaired. We send out a code enforcement officer. We give you a notice of the complaint. You have 48 hours to cure it. If not, it may end up on your property tax. If you respond immediately and you cure the deficiency, then we will move on, and we thank you very much. But I have 2 officers right now. This was a grass season. If your grass is 6 inches or higher, you're going to get a citation. If you're having a hardship, if you call, we will work with you. On our housing report, this is really, really good news. We had 134 homes listed, 48 sold at market value, not a distressed home sale. 30 currently are under contract. 56 are still active on the market. The minimum sale price is $43,000, but there's good news, and maybe $53,000 at 5177 Clement Street, and that's the house. That house sold for $302,000. The average sale price right now in Maple Heights is a little bit less than $140,000. This year we've welcomed 8 newly constructed homes by 3 different developers. Did I see the pastor from Warrensville Road Community Baptist Church? Because he was coming. I want to make sure I didn't miss him. Okay, thank you. 8 new homes are going to be built. We just passed, City Council passed legislation for a purchase agreement for 3 parcels for 3 additional new homes that are going to be built. On Wednesday, I had dinner with a developer from San Diego. They built 13 parcels. They've purchased a warehouse in Garfield Heights, and they will begin construction on 13 new homes. And these are all infill homes. In 2008, Maple Heights faced the worst in foreclosure crisis. They likened us to the city of Ferguson. We had so many homes that were torn down, and they were beyond repair. These were the homes that were deemed to be nuisance properties. They were torn down. So this is infill housing. Those missing T-Sun streets, they're being filled in by this kind of new residential construction. I do want to bring to your attention something that my director brought to my attention. There's a notable housing trend in solar panels. In the month of August, we had 14 permits, applications submitted for solar panel additions in our housing department. I want to stop right here and ask the members of that department that are here, my housing administrator, the planning and development director, Ashley Holloway in the back, Director Engelbrecht, anyone else from the housing department. These are the individuals that make this happen. Engineering. I'd like Chagrin Valley Engineering and all of its colleagues to stand up because we've got some great news. These are our engineers. Thank you so much for being here. I call that one a genius. I'm going to tell it again, a grant genius, because everything he touches turns into money. He's got about 95% success rate. You will agree with me. You'll be calling him a grant genius, or GG too, when I'm finished with this presentation. The Chagrin Valley Engineering team has brought in over $6 million in outside funding. That means money that did not come from us. That is this grant success. For sewer repairs, for asphalt pavement repair program, for the Longwood Brook Road Reconstruction Program for water main replacements. Also working with the Cleveland Water Department, we've had awards to redo Hillgrove Avenue, which is in District 6, almost $1 million, and that was in 24 and 25. The whole Liberty Road, there's a $650,000 grant to repair those sewer projects. Still in engineering, you can see about almost $3 million was for maintenance of our sanitary sewage system, pump station engineering, and some capital expenses. Again, this is all money that does not come from the city because of the success we've had with grants and the relationship that our engineering department, Chagrin Valley, has with all of the public works departments, local, county. Also here, this is just some demonstrations of what we've done, just speaking to that $6 million that we've gotten from the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District. We are fixing our infrastructure in Maple Heights. The city is 100 years old, incorporated in 1915. We celebrated our centennial in 2015, so everything under the ground is about 100 years old. I think it's time to fix it, and we're doing that. And that's what we're demonstrating in these slides. This specifically was important as we wanted to reduce the local sewer flooding and backups that can be attributed to undersized or structurally deficient sewers. When it rains and your basement backs up, you're not happy. We're addressing that. These are some county route reconstruction programs. Dunham Road, that was a $2.75 million project. Rockside Road, that's just happening right now, that was $3.2 million. Most of that money came from the county, and we're fixing the Lee Road Bridge. And that's right over Mill Creek, around south of Interstate 480. That's finally being dealt with. There's a lot of conversation about what's happening to South Cape Park Boulevard. As we know, this was the main commercial district corridor in our city for many years. South Cape Park Boulevard is a street that's in disrepair. According to our engineer in the pavement condition report, it is the worst street in the city. I'm happy to tell you this is a board that's on NOACA, which is a Northeast Ohio Coordinating Agency. We were able to receive $825,000 in funding. The project's $1.5 million. We were able to close that gap with this grant. We'll begin reconstruction of that street in 2020, early 2026. It's going to involve the reconstruction. It's going to include bike lanes, and we're also working with RTA. We just got 2 new bus stops installed because people were standing in the rain. And so that's what's going to happen. This is some renderings of what's going to happen on a street where a lot of construction happens. We've got the Southgate Transit Center and just a real big improvement on that particular street. I'm extremely excited about this program, and I lobbied very hard at NOACA. It's a $3.95 million funding for the citywide signal replacement project. City engineer, those team guys back there, and the ODOT, the Ohio Department of Transportation, worked on this program, and we expect the project to begin in 2027. What is this? It's congestion mitigation. Every traffic signal in the city will be replaced in this project, and these lights will change based on the signal they get about whether cars are coming out. So every signal in the city, almost a $4 million project. It's not going to come out of our pocket, but that's the success that we've had. Thank you so much. Rick Capone just walked in. Rick Capone, I introduced Chagrin Valley is with QCI. That is the quality control. When Chagrin Valley does something, Rick Capone and his company comes to make sure they do a quality inspection and it's right. Thank you, Rick. I'm glad you're here. The finance department, talk about some key accomplishments. This is a time of transition. We've had an amazing finance director who recently left, and we are hoping to confirm a new finance director in the coming weeks. But we have been privileged under our leadership in our finance department to get 3 Auditor of State awards. Very few municipalities, and there's about 700 throughout the state of Ohio, get this high award. We received the Auditor of State award for 21, 22, 23. Also, in some of the audits we've gotten from the Auditor of State, we had zero critical financial health indicators from 2021 to present, so that means 4 years, no issues. We reconciled our monthly bank statements every month to the penny. And look at this. We're about to get another one in 2024. That means the entire state knows how good things are in Maple Heights. Finance department, we continue to raise the bar in compliance and transparency for the residents, our shareholders. When I'm talking to developers and people interested, they want to know, is this a financially sound city? I'm able to say that because of the awards we've gotten, because of our transparency, because of our best practices in our finance department. And I mentioned transparency. We're on the website. We have the VO HILA checkbook, and you can find our finances on the website. We continue to grow our general fund. We, as you know, redundant because it's important. We're a city just 5 years ago in fiscal emergency. We were declared in bankruptcy. We're no longer. We're continuing to keep positive fund balance, all positive fund balance, and grow our general fund. I am trying to get to an A. We continue to increase our Moody's bond rating. We had no rating when I began 9 years ago. We're to a B, and what do you go from a B? You go straight to an A. So I believe our next bond rating is going to be an A. Let's talk about our fire department. I think, is Fire Chief Sipin here? Someone from the Chief, would you stand up and let people see you? Thank you. You've been chief now, is it 2 years? Yeah. 2 years. New chief, but he had been captain. I didn't know he was so computer savvy. I don't care what you give him. I have him do an annual report, and it's like something that he's hired some kind of firm to do it because it is perfect. So this is Chief. This is a little bit our fire department. We're big on saving lives. We've got the smoke detector program. Our firefighters actually install them. So far, we put up over 100 in homes, and so 126 residents protected, 65 home covered. If you need a smoke detector, please call the fire department. Don't try to do it yourself, and please don't take the batteries out of it for the remote control. Please don't do that. Chief Sipin and his team will come out and put a smoke detector in. These are just some statistics. What are we doing? I mean, what's our trauma? Where do we go? Their training, our hospitals. Our most transports are to Marymount, South Point, Hoosier, Metro Health. That's a little bit of a trauma hospital, but this is how busy they are and just some visuals of all the things that they do. What do? They do the fire inspection. These are some of our alarm statistics, a lot of motor vehicle accidents. Thank you, Chief Sipin and the fire department. Human resources, thank you. Our Director of Human Resources, Leticia Linker, is here, if you would stand. Thank you. We share an administrative assistant, so Leticia Linker's assistant is my assistant as well, April Perkins. April, where are you? Is April here? April's in the back. And so we didn't have a HR person for like the first 4 years that I was here. Didn't have anyone. I said, we cannot have a true successful business and be successful in recruiting and retaining and benefit negotiation, getting the best benefits for our employees unless we hire a professional in this area. Although I want to give credit to my law director, attorney Frank Consola, who was trying to do HR and did a pretty good job, but he's like, we should probably hire, and we have, and Leticia, you've been with us almost 3 years. 4 years, and she comes from some really big cities and knows exactly what she's doing. You've been in this field over 20-some years, and so we have streamlined our employment, the screening. We have one of the best benefit plans. I'll tell you a quick story about benefits because benefits is not very interesting. The one thing I wanted was health savings dollars. Our employees, is it $3,400 they get for a family plan? $3,400 on your debit card to get your glasses, your co-pays. We have a Cadillac plan. Well visits are carried. I just got a new pair of glasses. These are new. Flu shots, we got some wellness dollars, so thank you for what you do in April. Thank you for what you do in all this screening. Now we post a position, we get anywhere from 25 to 50, 60 applications. I think for one position we got over, what was it? 90. We get a lot of applications because we have a professional working with us, and we're on the sites to recruit, to attract the best talent, and more importantly, retain that talent. You can see some of the things. She's controlled healthcare costs. So we were getting double-digit increases every time we went up from renewal, 15 to 20%. Last year we had zero increase in our health premium. And this year we just got our quote, so a little bit less, about 6%, which is unheard of because most of the rates go up anywhere from 10 to 15% every year. But because of the work that she does and her new broker, we've been able to keep zero last year and less than 10% this year. This is our Human Services Department. These are our special people. I don't know if our seniors are here, but we love them and we do our best to take care of them. We have a new youth engagement coordinator. What I was hearing is that we have a great senior center right at 15901 Libby Road, but we weren't doing enough to embrace our youth. But now Olympia De La Flora is here. I call her all the time. We figure out what we're going to do for our youth. You saw this new wellness center, all that they're doing. We're going to continue to collaborate. But I do want to introduce this time Mr. Brandon Beck, who is a Mustang and Paris to live in Maple Heights. Brandon Beck. Thank you. With Brandon on staff, we've got summer camps with Jumpstart Sports. We outsource that. We collaborate with the schools in the city of Garfield Heights for various youth sports camps. We have not been able to get the pool together, although we're working with Kindline. There may be a pool opening soon, we're gonna see. But we did open the spray grounds with the previous state rep. I did get the money to open the spray grounds, and because we don't have the full aquatic center, I don't feel it's fair to charge for a spray ground. So spray grounds are free. I know our church summer camps and our daycares especially enjoy our spray grounds. Brandon brought to me the idea of the YES program, which is the Youth Engagement and Service. A lot of our high-performing students need service hours, and this is a way for them to volunteer and give back to our community and community organizations. Our Human Services Department still here, family engagement. How do we take care of families? We have the food pantry, and that's a brick and mortar building on Broadway. We have a mobile market. We have served 190,000 meals to over 2,000 households. Recently, last weekend, we hosted a citywide garage sale. We partner with several local organizations to support the infant mortality. I found out early on, probably my second week in office, that Maple Heights is one of the highest Black infant mortality and maternal rates in the county, that of a third world country. And we sit between, you saw the hospitals when I showed statistics for the fire department. How is that possible? It is a priority for me. Pregnant with Possibilities in Southgate, Paquita Hansberry, if you would stand, our Assistant Human Services Director. I've given her this charge. Help me find out best practice to reduce this number. Although in 2022, we had zero Black infant deaths, finally. But then it goes, but we did continue to achieve that number. We refer residents, people come in, need helps with wills, property taxes, everything happens. A social work program, human assistance happens in our Human Services Department. And then working with Brandon and Paquita, we're starting a Father's Club. There have been some high-profile murders in Maple Heights, and you have several news agencies or people putting a microphone in my face. What are you going to do about me? What are you going to do about Mayor Blackwell? I don't have the answers. This is a national problem. Our kids are being shot in schools, churches, on streets. It is a national problem. But what I do know, because I was a benefactor of a father that embraced me and loved me, and I grew up in the inner city, right on St. Clair and Eddy Road, that I was loved and what the values were. We believe a Father's Club. Those of you who have raised children or care about these young people could help us remind them, as you heard our superintendent talk about, how special they are, and help them provide outlets and a way for conflict resolution and to be valued. And so we're hoping, working with the library, my police chief, Todd Hansen, he did make it. Police Chief Todd Hansen has agreed to help me as we usher in our Father's Club. And I know some people in this room are gonna be a part of that. Extremely excited about that. And they have fun. They're line dancing over there. They do drumming. Arts and craft, there's I don't play cards. What's the card game they love to play? Bidwiz. And they're playing cards, and they do have a monthly birthday celebration. And so we deliver to those homebound, we deliver over 27,000 meals to 349 individuals. On average, we serve 100 meals are prepared each day. Transportation, we take them where they need to go. We drive Miss Daisy's, Mr. Smith through our senior transportation. On an average, we transport about 755 clients every year. The law department, Attorney Frank Consolo of the Consolo Law Firm has been my law director 8 years now. Are we going to 9 years? Almost 9 years. He takes very good care of me and everyone in here in the city. And so this, with his legal assistant, Jay Stevenson, they have worked with myself, City Council, to ensure enforcement of codified ordinances and charters to the city. Successfully completed several pilot programs with the Garfield Heights Municipal Court, prepares legislation. He reviews and negotiates all contracts and agreements. I don't sign anything unless Frank said I can sign it. Nothing. We also, joining our law director, we have Assistant Prosecutor John Thomas, Assistant Prosecutor Ray Marini, who recently joined us. Is she here? Either of them here? No, either one of them are not here. But they're primarily at the Garfield Heights Municipal Court, although they do conduct services, as you can see on this screen. Neighbor mediations, the building housing department, if there's any code violations. And very important, we brought it back in-house to save a ton of money. They negotiate our collective bargaining agreements. And I think we have 7 unions or 8 unions. How many unions? 7 unions. It's just a lot of work. I'll let him do that. We do have a mayor's court, and I do have a new mayor's court clerk. I saw her, Poonam Tulsi. Is Poonam? Poonam's here. She is fantastic. She comes from the Housing Court of Cleveland. This is our magistrate, Mr. George Simon. So for I forget, but housing court violations, things that don't rise to the level of going to the Garfield Heights Municipal Court, are resolved in our mayor's court, right on the 2nd floor at City Hall. Community development, we had a lot of fun this year. I want to show you the fun that we had. Go on a journey with me. So that's a picture of just some people having some great time at our Stafford Park. But what do we do in community development? We get grant dollars. NOPAC is our energy provider, and we could get community energized grant dollars. Taking the idea from Cleveland Heights, I'm also on a couple panels for climate action, cleaner air, and it was determined in one of our meetings that one of the ways we begin to address cleaner air is to rid ourselves of gas lawnmowers and go to electric lawnmowers. My husband bought one like 3 years ago. I even remember when he's cutting grass, it's so quiet. So I took some of those energized dollars, and last year the first year, this is our 3rd year, we gave 10 lawnmowers away. Last year we gave 15. This year we gave 20 lawnmowers away. These lawnmowers are $550 if you go buy them. And so that's the raffle that we gave to 20 residents. Next year I'm going to 25, so you better get raffle please. And the person that's responsible for this is our community development manager, Anita Butler. Anita, please stand. She was here 2 months and I threw 12 things at her and she got all 12 things done. We have the annual Community Resource Fair that's coming up in October. We bring out legal aid, we bring out the water department, we bring out people that do wills and trusts, we bring out banks to help you with down payment assistance, we bring out veteran services. You go to one place, and we're gonna do it at the high school, and anything you think you may need help with, we bring out at this Community Resource Fair. We did Restaurant Week, 2nd year. We wanted people to know, and you'll see as I go through the slides, we've got a lot of good food here. A lot of small restaurants with really, really good food. Riddall, who has the farmer's market on Broadway, also has now on Clairview has a healing garden. It's a hoop house. There is, in that hoop house, in that healing garden, you see the picture. There's growing, there's meditation early in the morning right on Clare Avenue across from the nursing home. So they're continuing to invest in our neighborhood, the farmer's market, and now the healing garden. We had so much fun at Music in the Park. Who came to Music in the Park? Who was boogie-wooging with me? We were boogie-wooging, right? You know, whatever, my version of boogie-wooging, right? So, but very special, as I mentioned, was the Carlos Jones Welcome Home concert. The schools put together a proclamation welcome because he is a graduate and a Pathfinder. And so we've had Hubs Groove, we've had Forecast, we had Kevin Conwell and the Footprints, and we ended the series with Carlos Jones. At intermission, we hired the Line Dance King, and those people that can line dance, I am not one of them, line dance. Then we had one of the biggest economic development achievements in my 9 years here. And you can see here the grand opening of Famous Supply. It's a $41.5 million renovation project. That's huge here in Maple Heights. They're at the former Goja facility. Their goal is to bring in 83 jobs. We were there, Kylan and I, a couple weeks ago. There are about 50. You'll see the signs on the road and rock signs. They're hiring. They need people to fill these jobs. We were able to do this, and I do see a representative from County Executive Ronane's office. I did see him. I'm not sure if he's still here. Is the representative from Executive Ronane? I think he might have just left. We were missing. We had to close a gap. I am not shy for asking what I need. I called Executive Ronane and said, I need this deal, but I need help. And so he said, give me the number, and they were able to give the company a $2 million loan to close the gap to make sure they open that facility here. Thank you to Executive Ronane. There's some other new business openings. As I wrapped up, B&K Heating took the old post office. Remember, that was an eyesore. They took this old post office and brought their business from the west side here. It is a heating and cooling, and that is their grand opening. We had No Fork Express, who has a location in Beechwood, are now open on South Lee Road in the old Yum Yum cuisine space. We got a grant from the Cuyahoga Planning Division, and we put together a planning grant to reimagine what Southgate could look like. I just showed you we're going to do almost $900,000 on South Park Boulevard. What else are we going to do at Southgate? And so the County Planning Commission put together a participation group, and these are residents, and they put some vision boards. What do you want? And they designed, and Pastor Walker of Warrensburg Road Community Baptist Church just did walk in. Thank you, Pastor Walker. Residents told us what they want to see. You know what they want? They want a pine crest. Basically, what it ended up with the vision, they want a pine crest. They want water fountains. They want nice food. They want nice shopping options. And so maybe even a hotel and some residential. But this is the vision boards that the county planning put together based on what residents said they want to see in the redevelopment of Southgate. And then this is a rendering, which I think you'll find very interesting. That little area on Warrensburg Center Road next to, I think it's the Shell gas station, that opening that leads to the middle school. This is what they'd like to see, creating a barrier between Stockton and blocking through traffic on the Warrensburg Center Road, a real experience, a walkway. And we're going to look for grant funding to get that done. Gigi, you already know what you got to do. I need that. The police department, I've introduced our Police Chief Todd Hansen. Flowers and mission. You're going to see a lot of flowers because I love flowers. And I am competing with Bedford. Have you seen Bedford's flowers? If you went down Center Road, you're not going to have more flowers than me. If you have flowers, I'm going to have flowers. It's going to look just as pretty. So I got my flowers too. Chief is very proud of this mission. What is the mission? Safeguarding our community's quality of life. And these are his values. They have their patrol is the largest division. You can see they've had 3,000 calls. They average 100 calls a day. Last week, I get a report every morning. Last week, every single day was 105, 102, 115, 190, and then I got one for like 80 calls. I said, slow day? Must have been a slow day. It's only 80 calls. Some of their milestones, 17, big on training, 1,700 hours of training. The United States Department of Justice, they've got a grant there for hiring grants, so we could hire 2 officers. I think it's 2. It's 2? 2. And then the Office of Criminal Justice Services, we got a retention bonus, which is an incentive to retain the officers that we do hire. He does a big deal. He acknowledges them at an office award appreciation banquet where we give awards like most tickets, best cop, baddest cop, the most amazing cop, happens at that dinner. We have secured over $50,000 from criminal enforcement action, and we have hired 3 new officers. And I just swore in one on Wednesday. I swore in a new officer on Wednesday. We do have, in addition to the Fathers Club and what we're trying to do, we do have a community diversion program. It is a grant agreement that I have with the Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas Juvenile Diversion Program. Stephen Merlin-Munn, who's not here tonight, he is a professor of African Studies at Case Western Reserve, but a Maple Heights resident, runs this program. And these are children 13 to 17, not serious crimes, maybe truancy, they're fighting with their family. They just need a little direction. If they complete this program successfully, they don't have a record, and we can move them on to be very successful. As our superintendent says, we want our children to be successful beyond school and some great adults that do some great things in our county and our country. Kindland, we talked about Kindland. In addition to that community diversion program and Fathers Club, we have a partnership with Kindland to really put all this together in some kind of format to remind us that we are all kind in our hearts and our minds and our thoughts, and remind us to exhibit that kind of kindness. And this began because I won the Mayor's Challenge about 2 years ago, lighting up the way, having residents with donations from the Maple Heights Hardware and Home Depot put lights on their porch to light the kids' way to school. She said it's almost 2 miles. These kids are leaving their home at 6 o'clock, it's very dark. And I said, let's light the way. There were so many people participating. I got all the points, and I won the Mayor's Challenge. And then Student Business said, well, how about just being a Kindland Village? I said, yes. And then I said, Olympia, let's be a Kindland Village, and she said, yes. So Kindland is on its way. And so Public Works Service Department. We've got 15 employees. We started off with 5 many years ago, but we got 2 part-time janitorial workers. This is what they do, and they maintain our lane miles of roadway. They plow the snow. I know some of you said it's not a good job. They're doing the best they can with the material that they have. They maintain all 8 city-owned buildings. If there's a flood, if a light bulb's out, if the stair's cracked, if my bathroom is dirty, this is who you call. And 200 pieces of fleet equipment. We have 2 mechanics that fix police cars, senior vans, not the fire trucks, those are too big. They cut and maintain the city-owned lots. We have independent contractors that cut other lots. I brought leaf collection back, so these are the people. They said, Tony Cerisi asked for leaf collection. And with that, if I could have my service director and assistant stand up, and I introduce them. Director Tony Cerisi, assistant director Nick Padella. I probably talked to them a lot. And so he said, you know what, we have outsourced leaf collection. He said, we could do it better. I said, show me. So we got rid of the contractor, and they do it better. And then the aquatic center maintenance, they maintain the splash park. Have you seen how amazing the park looked doing music in the park? It's because Tony and his team cut grass and made sure it looked amazing for every concert that we had. So thank you so much. These are some other stuff they're doing. Dig jobs. I'm not going to dig jobs. It's something wrong on the sewer, and they dig some stuff out and fix it. He tells me all the time. I can't explain it. He can explain it if you want to know. We were today on a couple streets because they are replacing lead lines, and so there was a little bit of drama in putting that together and informing residents the water was going to be cut off and making sure residents maintain access to their driveways and property during these replacements. But we're fixing, again, our infrastructure. Remember, it's almost 100 years, well, it is 100 years old. Waste management, they don't do your bulk pickup, they miss your pickup, they're resolving that. Hazardous waste computer cleanouts, people move out and put the entire house contents on the lawn. Guess who has to pick it up? That would be Cerisi and team. We do not cut down healthy trees. But if the trees, we do trim, so when you come out of your side street, you can see past the stop sign. And installed last week an EV charging station. 2-year project, but we're moving in the future. In addition to flowers, we now have an EV charging station. Beautification. Did I tell you I love flowers? We have one employee that his whole job is to do flowers, water and truck. Did he do a fantastic job? We have an electronic signboard. Linda Vopat, who is a 37-year employee, Director of Human Services. Linda Vopat, if you would stand. Thank you. I said, we need electronic signs. She said, let me figure that out for you. She found some company in Florida. We got 2 electronic signs, and then I need somebody to maintain them. And so our communications coordinator, Sydney Barnes, is our new communications coordinator. If you would stand. Everything you see on social media, this presentation is done by this very talented communications coordinator. Thank you so much. We've come to the part of the program that I am extremely happy for. April, do I have the proclamations? Thank you. There's a lot happening in the city, and we talked about the business of the city, but they're people, they're unsung heroes, the people that make being the mayor one of the biggest joys of my life. And I'd like to recognize, who are you giving me first? The Business of the Year. And I'm going to read why they were chosen. They help me take care of our residents and the things that they do beyond what the administration can do. So for this year, herein, I'm going to read a proclamation. Herein, we celebrate 360 Barber and Beauty Lounge. Sydney, you might want to get position. The recipient of the 2025 Business of the Year Award. If you would please come and join me in the front here. Just right there. I'm going to read this. It's a love letter to them. I wrote this. Whereas the City of Maple Heights Business of the Year Award is the recognition of a local business who has made an impactful and significant contribution to the residents of this city and is engaged in a public-private partnership with the City of Maple Heights, more specifically, bringing in revenue, creating local jobs and opportunities, sponsoring several charitable events to give back to community members, which include an annual back-to-school giveaway, where free haircuts are offered, sharing public health messages, creating awareness and providing education regarding health disparities affecting African Americans, and whereas 360 Barber and Beauty Lounge located at 5670 Dunham Road opened in 2020 has been a part of the community for 5 years. This business was founded by Sean and Nikki Maddox. Husband and wife. Also, Maple Heights residents. They employ 3 other barbers, which include their daughter and nephew, a nail technician and hairstylist who braid and provide lock hairstyles. Whereas the business has become a local gathering place for neighbors, and many stop in to play dominoes, seek advice, and connect with one another. The employees of 360 Barber and Beauty Lounge mentor many neighborhood children in this safe space and inspire other barbers and stylists to pursue entrepreneurship. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Annette Blackwell, the elected officials, administrative personnel, and citizens of the City of Maple Heights extend our most enthusiastic congratulations to 360 Barber and Beauty Lounge on their 2025 Business of the Year Award. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Microphone.
I would like to say thank you. I'm very grateful for this award. What we do comes straight from the heart. We raise our kids here in Maple Heights. Our daughters graduated from Maple Heights. Our oldest daughter was in the cosmetology program. She works in our shop. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Mr. David Razum, I think it stepped out. When I showed you the slide, how we closed the gap to bring Famous Supply, and I was able to call the executive and get the $2.2 million needed. I did extend my acknowledgement for your partnership. He is here representing County Executive Renee. Thank you so much for all that you do, for all of the counties, but specifically Maple Heights. Now, we're doing Citizen of the Year. I met him by no, it wasn't you. I met him early on. He is one of the historians of Maple Heights, one of the longest residents of President's Row. President's Row is in District 5 in the central part of the city, the side of the city where the streets are named after presidents, and it's by the railroad. To be honest with you, it was the most red line area of the city. It's where only blacks could only live there. So I'm extremely proud, and I've watched this man for the 9 years I've been in office, and I think he is absolutely amazing. And so my Citizen of the Year for 2025 But before I do that, I'd like to take this opportunity to wish Mr. James Evans a happy birthday. He turned 95 years old on July 28th. Happy birthday, Mr. Evans. If you and whoever you'd like to join you would join me in front of this auditorium, I'd be very happy. Mr. Evans? I want you to see this fine man. Herein we celebrate the City of Maple Heights 2025 Citizen of the Year, Mr. James Evans. Whereas the Citizen of the Year Award, yes. It's designed to honor an individual with outstanding leadership and citizenship within our community. Someone who has demonstrated exemplary vision, civic pride, compassion, and empathy, and a strong commitment to a better Maple Heights. Whereas Mr. Evans is a 63-year resident. 63 years. He's seen a lot of things. Mr. Evans met his wife, Dorothy Register, whose family lived here in Maple Heights. They were married for 49 years. Mrs. Evans passed in 2005. The couple had 3 children. All of them are Maple High School's graduates, Mustangs forever. And whereas he worked for the city, which I didn't know this until I did some digging, of Maple Heights under Mayor Emma Lissi's administration, beginning in 1962, the year I was born, and retired in 1992, a 30-year career here, and from all accounts was a capable, dependable, and valuable employee. Whereas Mr. Evans was called into the ministry in 1976 at Bethel AME in Oakwood Village, Mayor, in Oakwood Village. That church has now merged with New Beginnings AME Church in the city of Maple Heights. Their pastor is here. Pastor? She's the minister of that church now, pastor of that church. Minister Evans volunteers and assists at the church whenever he is needed performing landscaping and snow plowing, and is active in the Missionary Society. He also attends the Maple Heights Senior Center and leads the Senior Friendship Circle group every Monday. You have not invited me to the circle yet, Mr. Evans. I didn't know there was a Friendship Circle group. Now, therefore, be further resolved that I, Mayor Annette Blackwell, the elected officials, administrative personnel, and the citizens of the city of Maple Heights, extend our warmest congratulations to Mr. James Evans on his 2025 Citizen of the Year Award. Mr. Evans, congratulations. It's for you. It's for you.
All I want to say is, I've been knowing the mayor for what, how many years? 10 years. 10 years. I saw when she came in. At that time, I thought, this was my words. Maple Heights was in trouble when she came. And I said, where do we go from here? We were struggling in Maple Heights. I don't think, Mayor, I might not be saying the right words. I think sometimes they couldn't pay the bill. And I said, what are we going to do? And the mayor got up in the room where she was, and she said, I want to be the mayor of Maple Heights, Ohio. Because Maple Heights has more problems than they could handle. And I have been a part of Miss Mayor Emanuel, For all of those years, I supported you 100%. I have loved you so much. I have. I always kept you in my prayer. Your family, your husband, and your son. But I just want to say to my family, I never envisioned that I was going to have this many people to come to this honor which the mayor laid on me. And I just want to say this, Mayor, you got me. I had no idea. I had no idea. I never thought about it, that I would ever envision this that you see now. I never. What I wish my wife could have been with me. But the Lord said her time was up. Mayor, thank you. Thank you, family.
He got me. I was supposed to get him, but he got me. Thank you so much for being here. This presentation is being taped. What's the name of the video services?
Mr. Anton Albert.
It is being videotaped. I also have a hard copy. A lot of the information is a lot. Anything that you would like a copy, there's something you'd like us to go over, we will make that available. For all of you, my elected officials, my clergy, my family, my supporters, thank you for coming. I get to do this once a year. Once a year, I get to tell you that things are changing in Maple Heights, and we're doing the best we can. And you took the time to come out and spend these hours with not just me, but also you embrace, and you were here to hear about our school system and how well our kids are doing. 100% graduation rate. Olympia De La Flora, Super, would you join me? I did not mention Director of Human Services, Jamie Hazenroth. Jamie, please. All of those slides for Human Services, you always forget something. She is new to the role. She succeeded long-term Director Linda Vopat. And so Paquita Hansberry, our Assistant Director, our Youth Program Manager, Brandon, all report to Jamie. Jamie, my apologies. I'm so sorry. Last words go to her.
It's really been great to be here this evening. I always learn something new, even though I'm here every day, every night almost. But I just want to thank you as a community, and I'm very appreciative as a superintendent to be in a community where the city shows up and we actually are together, and we want the best for this community. We want the best for our schools, and we certainly want the best for the children in this community because they are the future. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for lending your ear and for supporting us. I know many of you pray for us. I also thank you for that. We will take those prayers every day, all day. So just thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. And we are going to continue to do great things.
Thank you. There is just some water and coffee, and we'll stay around for a little bit just to say hello, take some pictures. Please give Mr. Evans more love. Thank you.
Thank you.
We did our thing, didn't we? Oh, I can't believe he got me.
Oh, that was good. It's powerful. He's been here a long time. I think he knows what he's talking about.
Thanks. Thank you. Looked right at her. Looked right at her. So sorry. Looked right at you. I'm so sorry. Thank you. He got me. He got me. Woo, he got me. Thank you. David, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. It's awesome. Every year, just there's more and more exciting hits. It's just amazing.
He got me, right?
Oh
think,
my
okay.
gosh, he got everybody. Incredible.
Yeah,
Oh,
93. And something just came and said, we don't know how much longer. I was going to do a business day. I said, no, I've got Jimmy Sterling. Please give the executive my best and thank him for coming.
He's speaking at another event, otherwise he'd be
Yeah,
here
same
himself.
here. No, but you're
But
here.
thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Sue. I
That was
appreciate it.
wonderful. Great event.
Thanks. Hey, Mayor.
Hi! Oh my God. You know, Pastor Evans is my pastor. He
Belongs to me. Are we gonna share? Are we gonna share him now? We're gonna share.
From a little girl, I grew up in that church.
See how we're connected.
I know.